looks at you said on TV, there's a bit of shock, a bit of disbelief at that. Is that just the manner of the goals, the result? Is it everything?
I think the two things you just said, the result, the manner where we conceded the goals, the way the whole game went for us. For me, it felt there were so many positives to take from this game, and which has happened to us many times this season, where you felt like, oh, there are so many positives to take, except for the result. And then it would have been nice to get that result combined with the performance, but not for the first time this season. We've conceded goals, dropped points from the same pattern. I'm looking at it now. A set piece, a VAR intervention that leads to a penalty. The first chance they had, which was the 2-2, because the 2-1 wasn't a chance, that was he wanted to, I think the ball was already out, there was contact, so he gave a penalty, and then the first chance from football of them led to the 2-2. And then we had a fantastic attack to the 3-2. What we have to do to score a goal is doing many things right, but unfortunately we concede too easy. That's maybe the right word. I wouldn't say too easy, because we hardly give away a chance, but when we do, it's a goal.
Beth?
It feels like this season, when things start to go wrong on the pitch, there is maybe a little bit of a collapse mentally from some of the players. Do you feel that? And if you do, how do you go about it?
No, I don't feel that. Although it's never nice when you're 2-0 up and you control the game. I think we even had the chance to go 3-0 up with Cody in the counter-attack. And then it's not even a dangerous situation that leads to a penalty. And then if you play at Leeds, or no matter which stadium you play in the Premier League, then there's belief again. And that belief becomes even stronger if then the first chance they have that goes in. And so it's 2-2. And then I saw mentality, the mentality to come back. Not only mentality, also quality. Maka, who stepped over the ball, Dalmo was in the position we wanted him in to be today, and finished it off. Referee came with 9 minutes of extra time, and in that 9 minutes of extra time we conceded a set piece.
James?
Arne, you're in such control of 2-0, you're quiet in the crowd. It was such a needless penalty to give away. How concerned are you about Konaté's form?
Unfortunately for him, he does a lot of things well, but he has been a bit too much on the crime scene, and that is something I've heard people saying before in England. So that means that he's been involved in goals we've conceded. But yeah, if you are a centre-back, that happens in football. Today it was a tackle that came from effort. He tried to do everything to block the cross. The ball went out, the player already went down a little bit, and then there was contact. That was obvious and clear that there was contact. Now, the question is, should the VAR have interfered for that? That is, probably a lot of people will say that's correct. But these same people should look at some games we've played this season where the VAR didn't come in moments like this.
Just when you watch that set piece again for the 3-3, that's 10 goals conceded now from set pieces in the Premier League this season. Is that a problem with the setup, or are players just not doing what you're asking them to do in set pieces?
It's so much more than you can expect if you look at what to expect from a chance. Do you know then what I mean? So we're talking always about expected goal value. So if you look at that, we haven't even conceded that much from set pieces, but to concede in reality 10, I don't think there's any team in the world that can be in a higher league position than we are if you concede 10 set pieces and have not scored in the Premier League once, unless you count that Dominic free kick. Maybe the West Ham, maybe one then. West Ham second phase throw-in. Yeah, then it's hardly impossible to be on a higher position or having more points than we have if you concede so many of those. But for me, it's not a setup, because it's the same setup as we had last season, where we hardly conceded, not conceded at all in the first half of the season. And in this setup, there are a lot of similar players that are mainly important. So, so yeah, tell me what it is. Yeah, if I tell you now it's bad luck, then you would probably say maybe that's a bit that's a bit too much after 15 games. 15 games. Yeah.
Towards the end of the game, there was one or two chances. I think in particular the Gomez one where he's come through. It looked like he had a chance to go in one-on-one, but then he seemed to change his mind and go towards the corner. Was there perhaps a mistake there in hindsight with the game management towards the end?
No. That had nothing to do. His first touch wasn't perfect, and that's why he thought I cannot go in front of him anymore. Maybe that's also if that would have been Alex or Hugo or Dom, who are attackers, then you get a different first touch than from a centre back that can play as a fullback. So even after the 3-3, I think we had the biggest chance with Virgil's header. So again, mentality, but again, not the result we wanted from that set piece.
You mentioned a minute ago about the 9 minutes at a time. Is that something you disagreed with, or are you happy that was an accurate amount?
I was really happy with the 9 minutes extra time. No, of course not. No, of course not. What can I say? Everything I say about that is not the right thing to talk about if you've been 2-0 up, 3-2 up, and it goes to 3-3. I should talk about these things if we win a game of football.
Yes.
Given you twice in the league and seen the other win, how much harder for you is it to take that result, given the good performances from individuals and whatever? How hard is it going to be to raise the move against you quite upset in there, and a bit to on Tuesday, Brighton,
Yeah, no, it's really hard, but it's not about me. It's about what the players feel. It's about what the fans feel. What everything, everyone that loves this football club feels. And I think we all feel the same at this moment. But what I also hope everyone sees that these players are fighting really, really, really hard, and combine that with good football. Again today, we hardly conceded a chance. Hardly conceded a chance, and concede 3 goals.
Oh, Joyce, last one. Last one.
The week as a whole with West Ham and Sunderland, how would you praise that? It's 3 games unbeaten. Do you see shoots of progress overall?
Yeah, I see this, but it's not for the first time that I see us doing many things well this season without the result, combining the result with the performance. But yeah, as you said, I don't know if you said this, but I can take a lot of positives from this game. If we would have won it with 3-2 or with 2-0, I think we would have all said, controlled performance, dominant, against a very difficult team to play against, because Chelsea experienced it, City experienced it the second half. They've changed their playing style to long ball. They didn't did this before. So they've shown how difficult it is to play against that style. We know this for a long time because teams do this against us already for 14 games, but some other teams are experiencing this now as well. Yeah, and I think we're improving. Individuals are improving, performances are improving, but as you just said, it's hard to take for these players as well that are putting so much effort in, fighting so hard, doing a lot of things well, not to get the result so many times after each other. I think we can all understand that does something with an individual and with a team. Yeah, but as I said, I will keep reminding everyone about the fact that after the 2-2, I didn't saw a team that stopped. I saw a team that came back to 3-2, and after the 3-3, I saw a team that had the biggest chance. Was Alex's header also after the 3-3? Yeah, so 2 headers, twice close. But yeah, we have to do a lot to score a goal, as I've said many times already.